Welcome, everyone, to the Naturalist sponsor Soundbyte. I'm Nancy Coulter Parker, Director of Content Marketing at New Hope Network, and I'm here today with our Naturalist sponsor, A Greener World, to hear how they got started, the specifics around the work that they do, and how this translates to partnerships with brands and retailers. And my guest is Emily Moose, Executive Director of A Greener World. Welcome, Emily.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. So, A Greener World, it was established in 2014, and it promotes practical, sustainable solutions in agriculture by supporting farmers and educating consumers. What prompted the start of A Greener World?
So we actually started as a project of another nonprofit first. And we started because there was a gap in the marketplace around sustainable food production and specifically high welfare practices. So at that time, there was no food label that signified high welfare pasture-based management practices for livestock products. And so we arose to fill that gap. And we still remain today the only fully pasture-based welfare label in the market and animal welfare approved. But since that first label, we sort of, outgrew the nest of our original home, kept adding food labels at the demand of farmers, consumers in the marketplace, and now have 4 certifications and are active globally.
Your vision is a world where farming benefits people, animals, and the environment through integrity and transparency. Could you walk us through the key components of your mission and how these translate into action?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the core of what we do is supporting farmers and informing consumers. So our primary way of doing this is through third-party certification. So we have standards that are publicly available on our website, and we revise these. We, go through stakeholder input. These are updated annually to take into account the latest science and best practice. So these are rigorous standards that are actually audited in person every 15 months. So we go to the farm and we are validating that the standards on the page are reflected in the practices on farm. And so it's a way for consumers, brands, buyers, everyone along the supply chain to have confidence in their purchases and know that their values are being borne out on farm.
So can you give us a quick walkthrough, like of your leading farm certifications and in which ones, you're seeing growing interest, or
Sure.
how long this certification process takes?
Sure. Yeah. So our flagship certification is animal welfare approved. I mentioned this is the only pasture-based welfare label, and this is a label that's had strong interest throughout its existence. We've been doing this for nearly 2 decades. And consumer interest in animal welfare has only grown in that time. So this is a really important certification and one that really does drive market demand. We also have a grass-fed label, certified grass-fed by A Greener World, and this is essentially a cherry on top for the animal welfare approved program for forage and grass-based diets for ruminants. So grass-fed dairy, grass-fed beef, that type of product. We also have a certified non-GMO by A Greener World label for folks that are wanting to avoid GMOs in agricultural production. And then our newest certification is certified regenerative by A Greener World. And this is a really fast-growing label claim. I think, all of your listeners will be very up to speed on the excitement and the buzz around regenerative right now. And so this is a program that we actually spent quite a bit of time developing and road testing. We started writing the standard in 2017. And in 2020, we did a pilot with folks all across the globe, 50 producers ranging from livestock products to wine to olive oil. And we did this pilot to essentially, make sure that the standards were, delivering on farm and applicable in a wide range of environments, different products. So this was during the pandemic. I think you'll remember it was so it was a bit of a heavy lift, but we did that over between 2020 and 2022 and then launched publicly in 2022. And so we've had extreme growth and just really significant and steady interest in that program. And so we're excited to be, announcing new brands and products all the time.
That's good. And how long does the process take if someone's interested in certification, say in the, animal welfare or the regenerative, certification? What does that look like?
It depends on, a range of factors, like how much preparation have you done ahead of time, or, have you read the standards, I think is really the key for folks initially, but it can be quick. It can be, a matter of months. It can be It range anywhere from a few months to a year. So it can be as quick as you make it, and we do our best to support timelines as needed. Where there's expedience needed, and our team is always ready to support on that front end all throughout the process, and then of course after certification and really helping folks make the most of their certification.
Can you explain then how you work with brands and retailers?
Yes, absolutely. We love working with brands and retailers. Third-party certifications are so important in the market right now. And we're seeing a lot of interest from brands and retailers coming to us saying, we really do want your support in validating our supply chains and to communicate that to our end customer. So consumer behaviors are really shifting right now. Like they really want products that align with their values, and we are an extremely effective way to achieve that. 80% of shoppers are saying that transparency indicators for values-based information like animal welfare, labor practices, sustainability of inputs are important when they're shopping. And there are a lot of brands that are trying to compete to keep up with these expectations and access new markets and retain existing markets. And so third-party certifications are a really effective way to allow brands to set themselves apart as authentic and values-driven companies. So our work with retailers is really comprehensive. So we're a resource in connecting them with trusted brands and suppliers. We're also a source of validation and integrity throughout their supply chain. And we do work really hard to help retailers communicate the value of certified products. We are recognized by Whole Foods for our animal welfare, grass-fed, and regenerative certifications. And we have certified products in major retailers across the globe.
So now at Expo West, you had a session, Consumer Values are Reshaping Meat and Dairy. Are you ready?
So we're seeing meat and dairy sales surge right now, and consumer demands have shifted dramatically. And we're seeing purchases that are really driven by quality, sustainability, humane attributes, and regenerative practices. And so we're looking at this kind of against the backdrop of the new dietary guidelines, and really diving in deep with industry experts from SPINS, from Whole Foods Market, HEW Certified Business, and the ASPCA. And so we're looking at how the sales growth drivers in meat and dairy, and how those are changing, what's driving those growth trends, and how brands can really meet this moment. So we're looking at, are the products truly delivering on consumer expectations, and what's required to build trust and capture this growing market, and also what's the cost of falling short.
What's the best way to connect with A Greener World?
Our website, agreenerworld.org, has all kinds of resources on all of our programs, all of our services, and how to get in touch with us. Info at agreenerworld.org. You can email us. We're also on social. So yeah, please get in touch. We'd love to work with you.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you again for joining us. Our sponsor today has been A Greener World, and our guest is Emily Moose, Executive Director of A Greener World. And to our audience, thank you for taking the time to join us today. Emily, thank you for joining us as well.